Happy Thursday, y'all, which means it's Crafts and Draft time. I'm your host, Kirsten Crable, and today we've got quite the show for you to get you ready for an Easter Sunday full of fun, happiness, and sunshine. So let's get going by looking at our beer. I forget how magical this place can be. Today's beer, we're looking at the Bock. Before we get to tasting, I want to look at the history of it. Instead of me explaining it to you, I'm going to give it over to a good friend of mine who has done her research and knows exactly what she's talking about. So I give you Professor Brewthusiast. Good day, I'm Professor Brewthusiast, and I'm here to explain to you the historical significance of the Bock. Let us first take a sip. Now, Bock Beers have originated in Germany. Right here, in case you have no idea. We are here, Bock Beers here. The Bock Beer became popular during the time of Reinheitsgebot. Seen here, Reinheitsgebot was the time in 1516 when there was restricted ingredients put into beer. At the time, all that was allowed was water, malt, and hops. Yeast was added later when it was discovered. Now, because of this, people had to figure out how to make the alcohol content higher, and they did, with the malts. Thus, we have the discovery of the Bock. Bocks are traditionally served during either the spring or the fall, as in Lent or Advent. And given that you should be in Lent for this coming season of the Easter, you should all be drinking Bock because it has the higher gravity and makes the body feel fuller. They're used during times of fasting, making you substitute for the food. This has been a lesson with none other than Professor Brewthusiast. And with that, I take a drink of me Bock, and I hope you have learned something historical. Thanks, Professor Brewthusiast. What would we ever do without you? Bocks are actually lagers that have a higher alcohol content. Because if you'll ever notice, lagers are great beers because they're cheap and you can drink a bunch and not really get buzzed for a while. Bocks changed that. They got it a higher gravity, making it feel more filling and getting you a little more drunk. So going back to our beerology, she describes Bock as combining the clean, straightforward characters of a lager with the rich, full-bodied feel of higher gravity beers. So, let's give it a look-see. Thanks to Professor Brewthusiast, we understand that Bocks are based on the malts in them. And because of the malts, they typically have a light to dark brown coloring, which, that's right. This one's actually almost, you could almost say it's like an ambery color. So it could be a Bock, could be an amber beer. Make sure you know what you're getting before you start sipping. Let's give her a smelly. Okay, so if you remember the wheat beer from last week and how that had like a pretty yeasty smell, this one I'm smelling more of the malts and the barley, which makes sense because again, the yeast wasn't the biggest part of this. But pretty much just kind of like a light beery smell. No coffee smells, no hoppy smells, just a typical beer scent. All right, so let's give this bad boy a try. Smooth. This is good. It's not an overwhelming flavor, so I'm not getting a lot of hop bitterness. I'm not getting a lot of coffee flavors. I'm not getting the yeasty flavor, but like a lager where it was like clean and refreshing, this has a little bit more feel to it. You can taste that like malt thickness almost. But again, not gonna be as thick as like a stout or a porter where it's just almost completely filling your mouth up. One of the biggest like taste descriptions that I kept finding about Bocks is bread notes, which is really interesting since the yeast isn't really there, but it goes back to the malts. The malts being toasted give it kind of a toasted bread taste to it, which we learned is great if you're fasting. It's gonna make you feel a little fuller. So for those of you who gave up food for Lent, try Bock. So this is a pretty like classic, basic Bock taste. It really is good. It is. I feel a little fuller, but I still feel, I get that refreshed feeling that you get with a lager. The other thing about Bocks is they tend to have a caramelized taste, or like a little caramely taste, and they have, because of the malt, a sweeter taste. But it's not going to be over syrupy or over sweet. So there's like this nice kind of hintness to the sweetness that then balances what little bit of hot bitterness you get. So you don't taste that, and again, I'm not overwhelmed with sweetness. So if you don't like sweet beers, like if you aren't into ciders, or you're not into shandies or any grapefruit or whatever, like we talked about with the wheat last week, this is a really good one. It's got enough sweetness that it's not just bitter and horrible, but it's not overwhelming. Because honestly, I hate too many sweet drinks. That's the best way to get me sick via drinking, is give me too many sweet drinks. Oh. Basically, you're gonna find that Bocks are well balanced, they're delicious, they're filling, they're belchy. There's a little bit of carbonation to it. Again, like your lager or pilsner, it's gonna have some carbonation to it, which is why I have to keep stopping, because I'm belching. This is great. I wouldn't see myself drinking this in the middle of a hot summer day, but like a nice rainy spring day, or a cool fall day where I just want a nice beer after work. Ooh, this is the route to go. Let's get crafting, y'all. Today's craft is for you people who enjoy Easter. I'm gonna give you a new fun way to dye your eggs. I didn't find this on my own. I found it on Pinterest from the CraftyMorning.com. Seen here. But she has all these wonderful craft ideas, different ideas for Easter eggs if you don't like this one that I'm about to show you. For today, what you need: hard-boiled eggs. You need shaving cream or Cool Whip, which now I'm disappointed that I didn't get Cool Whip because then I could eat it afterwards. But shaving cream or Cool Whip. Food dye. You need a straw, a pan, and you guys, look what I invested in. Gloves. Now I went ahead and already hard-boiled my eggs. You're grown people, you can do that too. So I'm just gonna fill my pan full of shaving cream. And if you'll notice, I put plastic down. I think that's enough. Now's the time to drink beer. So you wanna take your food dye, and we're gonna make it like tie-dye and just drip it all up in here. Look. Perfect reason why I have gloves now. Alright, so then she says get a straw, and I assume that's so that you can, you know, just throw it away. You're going to want to make kind of the tie-dye swirl. Oh my gosh, look how fun this looks. Set that aside. Now you're just going to set your eggs in. You're just going to set them in and turn them over. So I think I got way too much shaving cream, but whatever. And we're going to let these bad boys set for 10 minutes. Okay? So roll them on in, make sure they're fully covered. This is why we wear gloves. I'm gonna sip my beer, and we'll be back in 10 minutes, but not really for you guys. My eggs have been sitting in there for a minute, so now I've got a bucket of water. I'm just gonna drop them in there to rinse them off. I mean, you can just do this at the sink. Just pull them out, pat them off. Oh, okay, okay. All right. First egg. It's kind of fun, they're all speckly. Obviously, if you're doing a little more Easter egg hunting than I'll be doing, you're gonna want a larger amount of eggs done. But my 6 have turned out quite well. Look how cute they are. They're all tie-dyed. Will you all have a happy and safe Easter? Grab yourself a Bock this weekend. Enjoy finally being done with Lent. And thank you so much. I'm gonna go eat an egg now. Thank you, my dear, for having me, and good day. I said good day. That was very rude.